Teachers, this is Marcy. A couple of quick tips on making sure that your board and your Promethean are playing well. The first one is if you hook up your computer and you don't see the screen like it looks on your computer. Sometimes you'll just see a background and none of your little icons and things. What you may want to do is, or not what you may, what you need to do is come down, look for your system preferences. I call it the little gear. The settings is another way to refer to it. And you're going to open that up. And once that opens up, there are two things you always want to make sure are set correctly so that both your screen and your sound work. If you come into displays and you look for this middle little tab right here that says arrangement. Now let me give a word of caution. If you're not plugged into some type of projector hooked up to your board, it's not going to give you this middle tab. You'll only have the other two tabs because it doesn't need that setting unless you're hooked up. So when I click on arrangement, I want this little box right here called mirror displays to be checked, because what that does is it tells the computer and the screen to show exactly the same thing at the same time. And you're going to click mirror displays. Now I'm going to go back to show all up here, and that way I can work on sound. If for some reason you don't have sound, you've checked that on the newer boards you have a little green power button for sound on the side. You've checked volumes on the side of the board and on the computer, and it's not putting in the sound across. You're going to want to come into sound, and you're going to want to come into output, and you're going to see a whole lot of choices here. Now mine is not going to show because I'm using that port for the microphone right now, but you would have a choice in output that says something with Promethean in it, and in that setting you will be able to click on it and tell your board that, hey, when the Promethean board is hooked up, I want you to output to the Promethean board, and that would be the way that you get it to work. Okay, so that's the key there. If your board is not calibrated, then what you're going to want to do is open up the Promethean software. You're going to want to come to the top. If you see a red X right here, what that's telling you is that your board is not talking to your computer. And mine isn't right now, so I'm going to unplug that USB port and I'm going to plug it back in so that it can talk. You will usually hear some type of little beep once it's connected, and you're going to see the white board with the little orange Promethean man. The easiest way to calibrate is to click on that, come down to calibration. If it's your first time, you may want to do a 25-point calibration, but most of the time all you would need is a 5-point or quick calibration. You would click on 5 points, quick, give it a moment, and it will rotate over, and then you work your way through tapping. Each time you tap, you want to tap right in the middle of the little cross, and you would work your way around the board doing that. And once you do that, all you have to do at that point is finish up your calibration. Once you've done that, your board is calibrated. And hopefully that'll be a help to you on how to hook up and set up your board and how to make sure that your sound and your screen are talking.